So here's the real about dual agency. If you're a first-time home buyer especially, or a homeowner getting ready to sell your home, here's what you should know about dual agency. In a dual agency situation, the agent job is to protect the contract. It is not to provide any type of fiduciary duties to you, the buyer, or the seller. Okay? And I'm sorry, to the buyer or the seller. My job as a dual agent is, okay, well, hey, buyer wants to write an offer and wants me to present it to the seller. Buyer comes to me and say, hey, I really want to write a strong offer. What do you think a strong offer is? My job as a dual agency, as a dual agent, or what do you think the seller will accept? My job as a dual agent, well, did you check Zillow? Because Zillow got comps on there. That's my job as a dual agent. But no, seriously, I cannot advise the buyer on what I think the seller would accept. My job is to present whatever the buyer wants to offer to the seller. And if the seller says, well, this is too low, what are the comps? What are you willing to accept? Put it in writing. We'll put it in writing. You sign it, and I send it to the buyer. That's the job of a dual agent. Now, in Maryland, one agent is prohibited from representing both the buyer and the seller. The dual agent in Maryland is the broker. The broker designates a buyer's agent and a selling agent. That way that the buyer and the seller can have somebody to protect their interests and they can perform their fiduciary duties. Why is it called dual agency? Well, you are likely to get, for instance, me as a listing agent, if I work for a company that has 1,000 agents, I am very likely to get an offer from an agent within my office because real estate is very small. So you're very likely to work with an agent within your office. It does not change the fact that I still represent the buyer and another agent within my office still represents the seller. It just means that we have to disclose to you that we work within the same company. Why does dual agency exist? I don't know. I personally would not touch dual agency. However, dual agency can work for people like investors. And this is for where dual agency is legal. Because again, in Maryland, one agent cannot represent both sides. Only the broker can, and the broker has to designate an agent for both parties. Okay? Now, if you have an investor, somebody who they're used to selling homes, this is what they do, this is their life. They sell hundreds of homes a year on their own. They flip homes, they buy, they sell, they do this, they understand contracts. Dual agency works well for them because they don't need help with the contract. They don't need help negotiating. They know market comps. They're a real estate professional, technically they are, or whatever. So dual agency can work for an investor. But if you are a home buyer or a home seller, you need somebody to represent your best interests. If you have any questions about dual agency, if you're looking to buy or sell your home in Maryland, DC, or Virginia, contact me in the link in the description below.